don't know if it comes through on my phone for me to speak, only on my computer.
That sounds perfect how you have it right now. So we'll see how it holds up.
Okay.
All right, go ahead, and I'll just let you know if it happens again.
Okay. So we presented to the county board work plan and initiatives, and wanted to give you a little bit of background on where we were with Ramsey County. So we really were isolated in our programming, but the new county strategic plan identified economic development as a priority. We also had a new economic development director for the first time in over 14 years, and added some staff, myself as an economic development specialist, my colleague Martha as a redevelopment manager as well. We knew that our future initiatives would rely heavily on engagement with our stakeholders in every community throughout the county. And we had a momentum with the new staff capacity and leadership that we wanted to grow initiatives and strengthen some of these relationships. So our opportunities around workforce development, redevelopment, BRE&A, all of these things we wanted to start working on. And so one of our major themes for 2019 was to become a resource navigator. And our county board approved some interim funding to support these initiatives. And those 4 initiatives were an economic development vision plan, which we kicked off earlier this year, bringing the Open to Business program here in the Twin Cities. Our Metropolitan Consortium of Community Developers has an Open to Business program, and Ramsey County was the last of the metro counties to participate in that. We were able to bring that to the county as well. And the big one that we'll talk about today is our regional economic development portal with an incentives dashboard, and then a corridor revitalization program. So these were our initiatives for 2019. And the goal was really to, and with direction from greater MSP and new staff, Amanda Taylor, who is the director of research there, who's a former site selector, was able to help point it out to us that a lot of times the counties are the first step that a site selector will go to in order to find information and find sites. And before this, Ramsey County really didn't have any type of information geared toward that audience. So what you see here is an early draft of our homepage, or a portion of it. And really, we wanted to provide useful information for our site selectors. So we developed an incentive dashboard, which Golden Shovel developed for us. And we really wanted to be able to tie all the resources and incentives together from the cities, from the county, from the state, also from the Metropolitan Council, watershed districts, and other funding agencies. We really wanted it to be comprehensive. So wanted to throw this slide in with my contact information before we kind of go through some of our website and what we have. And as Chrissy mentioned, this will be sent out, so you'll have my contact information. Hopefully this all pops up for everybody. So this is our homepage with the URL ramseycountymeansbusiness.com. We really focused on a lot of imagery here. This image on the homepage is a River's Edge project, which is on county-owned property and is one of our major redevelopment projects that will really redefine the downtown St. Paul skyline. So we wanted to highlight that. We also wanted to highlight a lot of the workforce industry throughout the county, and highlight some of the new features that have come to Ramsey County and in the city of St. Paul here. This is the new Allianz Field where the Minnesota United play. And then just a really compelling photography that showcases downtown St. Paul. And the top talent, so really also highlighting the companies that are in Ramsey County, like 3M and Medtronic and Boston Scientific, that all have a very large presence here, but a lot of folks don't know. And so if you aren't familiar with Ramsey County, we include our capital city, St. Paul, just to the east of Hennepin County. We have these great features that Golden Shovel is able to provide that show some facts and statistics about the county that we can highlight, maybe some things that people don't know. We also have the news module where we can feature news articles from all over the county. And we can feature projects as well. And another thing is really putting a face to names and contact information so that we can be available and be contacted readily by folks who land on our website. One of the most innovative things that Golden Shovel did for us was our incentive dashboard. And so here we use a module to host properties. For instance, we have a Shoreview Medical Center here, and we can go to this. It gives us some information on what that property is, list price, but we can also click here to see what incentives are available in the city of Shoreview. So if I wanted to buy this property, what are the incentives on the city level, the county level, the state level, including SBA, not only programs from the Minnesota Department of Employment and Economic Development, but also from the SBA, and then regional programs as well, such as the Metropolitan Council and the Minnesota Chamber of Commerce. One of the other things I really want to highlight.
Hey, Rick.
Yes, ma'am.
Real quick, I can see it, I think, because I'm a panelist, but will you stop sharing your current screen and then reshare it to where it pulls up your website?
Oh, sure.
Because right now it's just the contact slide.
Sorry about that. I'm a newbie here, so hopefully,
so,
does that work?
So restart on that stuff. Terribly sorry.
No worries. No worries. Sorry about that, folks. This is my first time hosting a Zoom webinar. So as I was saying, here we have properties listed on our website. And so here we are in the city of Shoreview. And say I was interested in the Shoreview Medical Center, I can scroll down here and see different programs from the city, also from the county, what programs might be available with the short descriptions and contact names. If I click on one of the incentive programs, we can get additional information along with actual contact information, email and phone numbers for folks to get connected with that. It's really interactive in the way that when we're looking at properties, we're able to utilize the Golden Shovel platform to load the property information and can attach materials and have broker contacts for those that are privately listed, and also tie back into the incentives in that community. One other thing that I'd really like to highlight in terms of the incentive programs is we also built out microsites. So for each community throughout Ramsey County, we have a page for them that can highlight what is going on in their community. So for instance, this image here on the Mounds View page is Medtronic corporate headquarters. They employ over 4,000 people in Ramsey County. And we can highlight a brief description about the city and a map that points out its location, some quick statistics about it, and then we have all the incentives that fall within that community from the city, county, state, and regional level hosted here as well. And we can also feature projects. So the city of Mounds View a few months ago is moving quickly on a city-owned property. So we were able to put that up here. I think those are the major aspects that I wanted to share with folks today, and is really a starting point for the county to be a connector, a resource navigator, and bring these things together. We have a ton of information on our website, ramseycountymeansbusiness.com. Again, we have a lot of standard information about, the positive things in our community and the leading industries. As I mentioned, some folks may not know some of these employers are located or have a presence here, but Medtronic, Boston Scientific, Land O'Lakes, very positive things that we like to talk about. So trying to capture that on our website is a way to hopefully bring Ramsey County to the table and keep it at the front of mind for folks. So that's a really quick overview. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions that folks have, or if there's more detailed specific information folks would like to drill into.
Perfect. Okay. Now is the time for anybody to ask any questions. All the questions right now are saying that the slides aren't showing. Sorry, guys.
My apologies, everyone.
Perfect. Any questions from anybody? Let Rick kind of dive into it a little bit more. So I guess one of the questions I have, Rick, is what are some of the primary successes you've had thus far? Like, have you had any feedback from site selectors, or have you seen like a uptick in engagement with your target audiences? And then how are you really kind of facilitating those conversations from this website?
Yeah, it is. One of our goals out of the ballpark was to increase the available sites on our website. And so reaching out to the commercial real estate broker community, and really letting them know the resources that we have available here and on sites that want to be selected. We have some more work to do on that, but we have been contacted and received some information. We also want to be a little picky about the sites that we put up here. We want to be strategic that we are putting sites up here that have potential for job growth and expansion, or locations that we can attract folks from outside of the region into. So we are a little bit picky, but we're also exploring a relationship with MinCar to utilize some of that up-to-date information and keep it fast-paced. We have received some inquiries on sites and have been able to utilize this web platform to respond quickly to some very general interest from folks throughout the country. So we have seen some positive feedback already on that. So
perfect. More questions kind of funneling in. Talk about how, was it easy to engage the cities in all of this, or were they on board right away? Did you have any struggles with communication on those lines? Anything like that?
No, we actually had some really good engagement with them when because of the reason I wanted to give folks some background information was Ramsey County is really upping its game in a lot of ways, and so being able to show that we have staff and capacity and the ability to help communities was great. Obviously, getting detailed information from them and images wasn't easy, but it was also a good reason to engage with them early on. For example, like Falcon Heights is a small community here in Ramsey County, but they don't really have anything geared towards site selectors or necessarily the means to do that. So what they decided to do was to just take this page and promote this as they're in discussions with folks or on their city homepage because it had all the information they need. We have some communities that are also have worked with Golden Shovel, like Roseville, with their Grow Roseville site, and the city of Shoreview is in the works to launch their website, which is also very beneficial because we can share information on the back end with them, which is very helpful as well.
Perfect. All right. This question comes from Joel. Have any of the sites listed been sold for development?
They have, and some of them need to be updated. And I don't know, as a lot of this is, we don't have the tracking data right now, and because commercial real estate in this area moves fairly quickly, I can't tell you it was specifically because of this site, but there has already been a lot of maintenance that we need to do on the site to keep it up to date, and that's one of our longer term objectives and why we may be in communication with MinCar on utilizing some of their database to keep it updated and fresh. So our goal is definitely to feature those properties that are most beneficial for job growth and expansion. So.
Perfect. This question comes from Paula. Are sites automatically loaded from a particular commercial listing service, or are they only loaded by staff and brokers?
Yeah, at this point, they are only listed by staff and brokers, but we do hope to continue to work with MinCar and Golden Shovel to look at integrating that information. Golden Shovel has a great and visually appealing platform that has the ability to make the listings very attractive and include all the relevant information. But like I said, we want to be picky because the MinCar database through Catalyst can be very overwhelming and it can be very difficult. So we're looking at exactly the right square footage or availability of land to highlight on our site.
Perfect. When referring to state incentive resources, did you link directly to DEED site, which is, for those not in Minnesota, is the economic development state group, or did you delve into those incentives on your own site?
For the most part, we did external to DEED sites. So for example, the Job Creation Fund has a little landing page where we have some of the general information, but then a link to DEED's website where they have updated information. The reason for this is sometimes these websites can change and information or contact information can change. So we want to make sure that it's as up to date and easy to navigate as possible.
Perfect. Okay. Does the site information on your sites include information on site utilitarian, like utilities, soil conditions, any wetland information, environmental issues, any studies done on the lands, anything like that?
It does have the capabilities too. So one of the hard parts is getting that information from either a broker or a property owner, but it does have the capabilities to upload say multiple PDFs, or if you wanted to include some of that in the description, it is possible. It's just getting that information sometimes can be difficult, but the capabilities of this platform would allow for that if we have that information available. So
perfect. Any other questions?
I think did I see in the chat about a site that we used prior to this site, and I'll show you a little bit here real quick. So this is our Ramsey County government website that we use. And we really had a couple of places where we have information on our community and economic development webpage. And then we had some of the program pages, and there are links on the website for this. We have our redevelopment projects as well, but as you can see, it's just not as easy to navigate, nor is it very appealing. And so we really wanted to change the whole image of the website to something that is vibrant and appealing and is easy to navigate. So there's a menu here, and you can see with one click kind of exactly what is all on the site and available. So we really tried to streamline it without losing where more of a resident focused and service providing website on the ramseycounty.us. So I just wanted to show the difference and the similarities. Golden Shovel was great to work with in terms of our branding and coloring and our requirements to stay consistent. And hopefully you can see that as you look between this and the other website, our standard county home site.
Perfect. All right. I think with that, we're all caught up on all the questions. Anything else for Rick?
I will quickly, while folks hopefully have a couple more questions, tease out at the next kind of phase of what we're doing. So we're building off of the incentive dashboard and are working with the folks at Golden Shovel to create a workforce dashboard. And so I think I may have hidden it, but it's going to operate very similarly, but we're going to have, yeah, sorry, I've hidden it because we're currently working on it. But instead of the incentive programs, essentially we're going to be able to do any workforce training programs and opportunities, and then can be sorted by communities and have more specific categories. I guess I didn't really go into this, but we can also search by category. So if you're looking for redevelopment sites or housing sites, or incentives that help for like entrepreneurship, they can be broken down by that as well. Also sustainable business resources and the programs that are offered throughout, and have more to build up on this obviously, but yeah, we're really excited to have the opportunity to work with Golden Shovel and to continue to push the envelope to make a more interactive dashboard for both incentives, but also workforce programs as workforce becomes more in demand in areas to address in economic development.
Great. Well, thank you so much for that. I know this has been a really fun project for Golden Shovel as well. It's really great to see how far it's come and where it's going and the impact it has for the entire county.
And the region as well. We really hope that this spurs and encourages other folks to do something similar to just make it easier, because as the region can experience more growth, then everybody wins. So we're hoping to spread the message throughout and show off something that we're really proud of thus far.
Great. Well, thank you so much for being on here today with us. And I know for those of you who are on, Rick's contact information was on the screen. So if you have any questions, you can go ahead and reach out to him. And like I said at the beginning, we will go ahead and send you this recorded webinar, and we'll have everything ready to go for you by the end. So with that, Rick, any closing remarks?
No, just thank you all for paying attention and asking great questions, and more than happy to talk in more detail offline or give me a call, and really glad to be able to showcase this with you all today.
Perfect. Well, thank you all so much for being on here. And have a great rest of your Thursday, heading into your Friday, and divide and conquer. Thank you all so much. And thank you, Rick. It's great having you on.
Yeah, thank you. Really appreciate it.